Hello. It sounds like the start of a Sunday Q&A, doesn't it? I wanted to do this video. I've been thinking about it for a little while. It's a big question. Why is the CX so expensive? It was brought on by Ian Merrick and Jason Burke. And they said, why is the CX so expensive when other platforms exist out there, and how do they get away with it? We've done plenty of videos about should you go on the CX, how much money can you earn on the CX, but no one's actually addressed why is it so dear. Now, so I thought, I want to have a go at this. Now, you've got to bear in mind to begin with that hang on. I'm nothing to do with the CX. I run on the CX. I make a lot of videos about the CX, but I'm no way affiliated with the CX. I get no money from them. I get no kickbacks from them. It is a little bit of a bugbear of mine because if you actually recommend someone to the CX, they give you a free month. And I must have probably got them countless customers. And I think I might, back in the day, a million years ago, I might have got a couple of free months or something like that. But that's it. Their argument is, well, we can't tell whether they've come from you or not. And also, there's another argument, which is it's sort of counterintuitive or counter something or other. And I just kind of go, well, thing is, I'm stuck with it. As a result of making the videos, I get to Google, and I've got Circuit, the sister channel, which is a brilliant channel. Check it out. But yeah, so I'm stuck with it. And besides, it helps people, which is cool. So, but anyway, so that aside, this is pure, just to let you know, that's pure speculation. This is why I think the CX charges what it does. So to start with, there was a guy on the market once, a guy called Tony. Not Tony who I started to work with, another guy's Tony the Flowers. And this was going back like 20 odd years, because I used to drive a lorry back in the day when I was on the market, and I had to get a 7.5 tonner, and I'm going, well, Tony, is this lorry worth the money? This one's like $5,000, this one's $3,000. It was cheaper then. I don't know. Should I buy it? Should I not buy it? And he said, Peter, in life I've learned that something is worth what someone is prepared to pay for it, and that, I think, is the crux of the matter. So we did this thing recently. We've been talking about going rate. Same kind of thing. What is someone prepared to pay for it? And I need to go back to that video because there's a couple of bits I meant to mention. I kept doing this. I kept going, it's that supply and demand, that thing you learn at school, but I haven't explained it. So this is how it works, right? And this is why I'm doing this at home. So this is a graph, right? And on one side, on this side, it's got how many units you'd have. That's like, just call them, I don't know, boxes of eggs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 boxes of eggs. Each one of those is a box of eggs. And each one of those is like 10p or £1 or something like that. Then you've got the idea. For this is money, this is units. And what it is how many units would I buy? So what I'm thinking is, if they were £1 or 10p, I'd buy 8 units. If they were 20p, I'd buy 7 units. If they were 30p, I'd buy 6 units. And what happens is this. Just there you go. You end up with a line like that. So what it's saying is, here, if you only charge me 10p, I'd want 8 of them. But if you want to charge me 80p, then I only want 1. And that's it. You see, demand falls as price increases. Conversely, you got another line, it's called supply. And that goes like that, and that is the supplier. So what that supplier is saying, if you only want to pay me 10 pence, I only want to give you 1 of them. But if you're going to pay me 80 pence, I'll give you 8 of them, because I'm getting 80p. So it's worth the money. And the way you set your price is that. That's how you work out pricing. Is that how the CX works its prices out? No, of course not. It's rubbish. No one does that. It's just stuff you learn at school. The way I used to do it when I was on the market with t-shirts is I'd have t-shirts that I'd sell for £1, and back in the day at £1 I could sell boxes and boxes and boxes of them, and you think, brilliant. And then you go, all right, let's say I sell 10 boxes of t-shirts at £1. I think, oh, I'm too cheap, I'm going to put the price up to £1.50. And then you go, I've only sold 2 boxes today. So although I've made more money, I've sold far less t-shirts, so the actual amount of money I've made is less. Right, let's try 125, let's try 154 for a £5, see if we can move them quicker. And that's what CX would have done. It would have slowly increased its prices, and it would have gone, how many apps have we sold this month? Oh, we've sold 2,000 apps. All right, okay, well, that's a lot. Let's try sticking the price up another 100 quid and see what happens. Then next month, how many apps have we sold? Still sold 2,000 apps. Right, stick it up again. How many apps have we sold this month? Oh, we've only sold 1,300. Oh, we better bring it down a bit. We'll better off with it. They would have done that. They would have gone up and down until they found the right price. And they're probably still doing it right now. And prices just tend to fluctuate. So the question is still, how are they getting that kind of money? Because it is dear. I hate it. It annoys me. It is an expense. And the reason must be there ain't a competition out there. Now, Ian and Jason turned around and said, well, there's other platforms. There's the Courier Network, there's Return Loads, there's Shipley, Same Day, all these other platforms, they're all out there. The problem is, in my experience, they ain't any good. I mean, when I was doing like the removal thing back in the day, I was running on Shipley, and they'd want to charge, they'd want you to, like 2 men to go to St Albans, to go upstairs in someone's house, to dismantle a cot, to bring it downstairs, and then take it to Welwyn Garden City and take it back up in someone's house and then rebuild the cot, and people were putting in bids of like 35 quid. And you think, that's like 2 guys and half a day's work there, and they're going to end up with £17.50 each. It just doesn't work. So that's why the CX does it, because it can. Does it make it right? Well, it's a business, isn't it? It's not an economic thing. In fairness, they're not using child labour, at least I don't think they are. It's just a business. And they are going to charge what they can get away with. I think there's also another thing that needs to be addressed here, which is the fact that it's kind of got a little bit of, there's a thing in economics as well called natural monopolies. And it used to be the situation before they deregulated everything, where they would say that the gas or the telephone lines are a natural monopoly, because the amount of money it would cost someone to come in and set up in competition means they're never going to do it. So before they could even supply you 1 pence worth of gas, they've got to spend billions and billions of pounds laying pipes all over the countryside. And no one's going to do that. So that means there's one gas supplier and they can do what they like. Now what we kind of have is what they call oligopolies, which is where you have oil companies, 4 or 5 of them. No one's ever going to enter that market because no one's going to go and buy rigs and equipment and all that kind of stuff. Theoretically, they're in competition, but in practice, what they do is they all have a big meeting and all decide to fix the price incredibly high, which is the fuel business so ridiculously high. But that's just a little political rant. There you go. Once again, it happens. It's illegal, but it happens. So is the CX a natural monopoly? I don't see why. I mean, theoretically, someone could set an app that goes up in a competition. The only problem is, to start it up, you'd have to have an awful lot of your own end user customers, but you could do it. Whether it'll happen or not, I don't know. In the meantime, what we've got is you've got a load of other courier apps and devices and things that you can do, that you can join. The way I look at it is this: would I rather pay 300 quid a month, or however much the CX is charging us now, but now we've got more lorries on the road, and know that each one of those lorries has got a very good chance of getting 2 jobs a day? Or would I rather pay £50 a month and realise that each one of those lorries has got pretty much no chance of getting any jobs whatsoever? You might as well just throw 50 quid out the window. So this is not an advert for the CX. This is just the way it is. If you choose to join, I wish you good luck. Is it worth it? Well, there's plenty of other videos you can work that one out from, but I just wanted to address the question of why is the CX so expensive and how does it get away with it? And the short answer is, I think the Courier Exchange gets away with it because it can. And there's no harm in that because, like I say, it's a business. It feeds me. So I ain't going to cry about it. So do some comments, shall we, on a Q&A. I'm sure I've missed absolutely loads on that one. But anyway, thanks for listening and take care. Take money.